Well, it looks like I get to see My Little Pony's equivalent of Halloween, because this one is Luna Eclipsed, and yeah, we get to see Nightmare Night in this one, which, like I said, is basically just Halloween, and we start out right in it, right in the middle of it, or I guess right at the beginning of it, I should say, where Twilight Sparkle has gone out of her way to make this costume of this famous wizard pony, because the show has wizard ponies too, of course, and let's see, and I think the idea is that this one, his name is Star Swirl the Bearded. He created a bunch of the spells that Twilight studies, I guess. So I guess he's kind of her hero and all of that. She thinks he's great, and I mean, I guess technically he's an important figure in the history of ponies or something like that. So Twilight thinks he's a hero. Nobody else knows who the heck it is. So yeah, they all just think that she's a ton of different things she's not, and so yeah, her old man costume doesn't really go, or her old pony costume, I should say, doesn't get much reaction. Spike thinks she's some random old guy you saw around town, but okay. Anyway, though, Spike is a dragon and dresses up as a dragon, so because I guess he just really likes being a dragon. Anyway, though, so yeah, they get a few trick or treaters, including Pinkie Pie, who is that kid who insists that she's never too old for free candy, but she's just taking around a group of kids like half her size, including this one who I guess becomes kind of important later on. His name is Pipsqueak from Trottingham. This show really likes the puns, I guess, if I haven't said that 100 times already. But all right, so yeah, she's taking him and these other kids around, and meanwhile, Twilight and Spike, they head to this festival at the middle of the town, which I guess this is a little more, well, it's interconnected, the trick-or-treating and the festival. I guess this is more of a coherent holiday. It's pretty specific what they're celebrating, but and yeah, we find that out after we see what everyone else is doing too. Applejack is leading part of the festival. Basically Applejack's in charge of the games, I guess, like bobbing for apples, of course, but and then Rainbow Dash is flying around in this dark costume with a cloud playing pranks on everybody, just like because she can control the weather, so she pushes her cloud up behind anyone who's not looking and sets off a thunderclap and sends them running. So yeah, and she's just having a ball. It's basically only a cameo from Rainbow Dash. I don't know if you can make a cameo if you're a cartoon, whatever. But yeah, she's basically, they just turn her back to her obnoxious side a little bit, let her have some fun with that. But okay, but yeah, she's not in this episode very much. But anyway, though, it turns out the tradition here is actually based on Nightmare Moon from the first couple episodes, the show's first villain, because while she was banished for 1,000 years, they started up this legend that actually she could come back once a year and go looking to eat little ponies. So they all wear costumes to disguise themselves so she doesn't know that they're ponies, which I think that may or may not be the explanation for costumes on Halloween. Like you're disguising yourself. I don't even know, but I'd have to read up on that. But anyway, that's why they wear costumes. And then the treats, they have to leave some of them in like the middle of the town by this Nightmare Moon statue, so she will be sated and stop looking for ponies. But then right as they get to that part, the whole leading the trick-or-treaters into the center of town, and this year actually too, they're led by Zakura the zebra, because now that she's no longer an outcast, she actually is pretty good at this whole spook the little kids routine. She leads them in this costume she's whipped up with like spiders in her hair, and then yeah, her rhyme scheme, it's really good for setting up Nightmare Moon and all that. But yeah, they lead them to the center of town. They all dump the candy. She even uses some of her, I don't know, magic zebra dust that she has lying around to create like these images of Nightmare Moon to add to the scares. But then just as they're about to dump the candy, someone really does come flying down from the dark sky behind the clouds with the full moon in view on a dark carriage led by these bat fly Pegasus horses, I guess. But so yeah, the lightning strikes, the figure's eyes glow, they all bolt for it, and they land, and it turns out it's none other than Princess Luna, who I don't think we've seen since the first couple episodes. But yeah, it turns out she's actually shown up, and ironically, right at the moment where they were talking about Nightmare Moon, who, if you don't remember, and I'm sure you all do, Princess Luna was Nightmare Moon until she was turned back from bad to good by the Pony Gang and their elements of harmony, their magic elements. But okay, she's actually come though because she wants to make amends. Now that she's good again, she doesn't like the thought of a festival playing up her evil side. She kind of wants to put that to rest and and join with her citizens via I guess I don't know. Well, I mean, this modern age of politics, you would say it's for a more popular image, but no, it's more implied that she just wants to get on a more personal basis with her subjects now that she's back. But okay. Anyway, she comes to the center of the town, but it turns out she's every bit as intimidating as she was in Nightmare Moon. She screams at the top of her lungs when introducing herself, and she talks in this very formal, almost not Shakespeare. I've read Shakespeare. That's not Shakespearean, but she says thou and refers to herself as we and all that jazz. So, okay, everybody thinks that she's just comes across as this very scary, mythical figure, and they're all too scared to even react to her. And I mean, and you feel for her right away too, because I mean, it's like they make it clear right from the get-go that she's trying to be nice, but I mean, everybody's takes one look at her. She goes to, I don't know, she extends her hoof. I guess that's the hoof bump or whatever that was, but or hoof shake. I don't remember that. Not what I'm going to speculate on, but anyway. So yeah, she's trying to be nice. Everybody is scared to death, so she kind of walks off in a huff. But I mean, it's kind of funny too because she's saying things that are really not that scary, but yeah, she's saying them in this loud, fantastical voice, so it comes across, everybody else thinks it is, and it's just kind of funny to see the contrast there, what she's trying to say and how it actually comes across. And I mean, Twilight, who, of course, is very sensible, can see exactly what this is, and that it's Luna having trouble adjusting, so she goes to talk to her, and Luna places her costume right away, so she's just earned a friend for life. But anyway, though, they talk about it a little bit. Luna does scream, and every time Luna gets riled, even in any way, positive, negative, whatever, clouds form, lightning strikes. I don't know. I guess that's just a side effect of her magic Luna powers. But anyway, so she tries to thank Twilight for turning her back to Princess Luna. Twilight points out that even then it sounds like Luna's yelling at her. So okay, she points out that maybe she could change her approach a little bit. She might become a little more popular. So okay, and she takes her to meet with Fluttershy, who is only in the episode for this one scene. I think, Rainbow only has a cameo. Fluttershy, this one scene. Rarity, I don't think is in it at all. And then I already said everybody else, but okay, yeah, she takes her to Fluttershy's house to teach her how to talk quietly, and of course, Scary Luna meets Fluttershy. This practically writes itself, but yeah, Fluttershy's hiding in her house, scared to death of Nightmare Night, and Twilight drags her out to meet Luna, and Luna accidentally scares her back inside three or so times until finally, the last time Twilight shuts the door right before she can get in there. Twilight does a George of the Jungle face plant on it, but okay, so she finally, when Twilight forces her though to be face to face with Luna, Fluttershy is practically in a fetal position, and she can barely. She's too scared not to say anything back, but yeah, she's just barely even hanging in there. Almost, and Luna is trying to introduce herself and everything. Right, so thou will teach me to talk softer. And I'm okay, and so basically, it gets to the point where Fluttershy is just bearing witness as Twilight's all right, why don't you try a little softer? Well, how's this? Okay, a little softer again, and so, and okay, finally, I guess she's technically drawing inspiration from Fluttershy, but Fluttershy's just bearing witness. So finally, she gets it right. She gets to an agreeable speaking voice. She transports Fluttershy to her, scoops her up in this big hug. Oh, thank you so much, Fluttershy barely has anything left to even take it. She looks like she's out on her feet now, just with what is it? What's this reaction? She's grinning with agony almost, and you just have to see it the way they draw her. But okay, but then right as Luna thinks things are looking up, Pinkie Pie wanders by again. She was the first one. She's always, so far, she's been the first one to call foul on everything Princess Luna's doing. Oh, Nightmare Moon wants to eat us. She just said she, and now she sees her cuddling like out on her feet. Fluttershy's Nightmare Moon has stolen Fluttershy's voice. Run! And so, yeah, Twilight decides to also get her some help from Applejack then, and Applejack is also very scared of Princess Luna, but she catches on a little quicker than Pinkie Pie does, so yeah, she starts telling her to, okay, play some games, lighten up once Twilight explains the situation, and Luna, when she hears this, says, you want me to have fun? What is that? And okay, that joke it's been done before, and it was lame then. Everybody knows what quote-unquote fun is. That is not funny. But, anyway, moving on, though, they actually do make a sweet little sequence out of this. Luna starts to play some games, starts to enjoy herself, and the town starts to get into it, too. She gets on a first-name basis with them, but that's, of course, the cue for the disaster. That little kid from before, his name is Pipsqueak, he falls into the tub of apples, and Luna's the first one to notice, so she bolts and saves him, drags him out, but Pinkie Pie wanders by again and says, oh no, Nightmare Moon is trying to eat Pip, and Pip struggles loose from Luna. He's like, oh no, my backside has been gobbled, because I guess she picked him up by the hem of his shirt or whatever, but okay, she starts screaming, hey, that is a lie, thou ungrateful whelp, and I mean, she accidentally screams that line, so everybody's scared again, and when she tries to reassure them, obviously she hasn't been good at that so far, and the personal touch she tries to add this time, she morphs the spiders, the toy spiders from this game where you toss them onto a web, into real ones, so that scares the heck out of everybody, and apparently, though, the town is a little bit dense, because then they all start just running for it, going crazy, climbing on stuff, knocking it over until it's actually kind of mayhem. It's like they're a little bit of a danger to themselves. They're completely ignoring everything Luna says, and she's now trying to get control of this scenario. And finally, there is nowhere to go but back to her old ways. She screams at the top of her lungs, tells everyone to be still, and she gets their attention. So actually, technically, she saved the day there a little bit too, even though it involves scaring the heck out of everybody. And then she insists that, all right, that's the last straw. You've done nothing but insult me all night, so Nightmare Night is canceled. Clearly it's good for nothing except insulting me. So, okay, she wanders off. Everybody, now all the little kids are in tears because they love this holiday. One cute little type of the pony dressed up as a princess is crying that she wanted to be a zombie next year, which, I mean, that's just like that little touch that, like, everybody thinks that's not supposed to be how it is, little girls dressing up as zombies, but I mean, I don't know, everything is fair game on Halloween, so nice little touch there, push that to consider. But anyway, so okay, Twilight decides she's not going to give up, she still thinks she can straighten Luna out and everything, and she finds her. Of course, Luna is not pleased with herself after all this, she's almost in tears, so she tries to tell her that, that it's Nightmare Night is really popular, that there might not be a need to cancel it, but Luna, of course, is unconvinced, so Twilight takes her to meet with Pinkie Pie. They lure her into the alleyway with candy, because, remember, kids, whoever you meet in an alleyway at the end of a trail of candy just wants to be your friend. But, so, moving on, though. Okay, she takes Pinkie Pie into the alleyway, covers her mouth, says, okay, you have to promise not to scream, I'm going to show you something, and then, of course, Luna steps out, Pinkie Pie, chokes back a scream, and then as Luna's like, okay, have you come to make amends, is about to shake fruits or whatever, but then Rainbow Dash then picks that moment to drop in with a cloud behind Princess Luna and set off a thunderclap that sends Pinkie bolting again. But then, though, as Twilight catches her, tackles her, and it starts like she doesn't want to gobble you up, she's changed. Pinkie Pie reveals that that's actually really obvious. She knew that all along. It's just that, because it's Halloween, essentially, she just likes to be scared.